Hello everyone and welcome to 2.7 Sawbones Smuggler Healing Guide. Well, not guide, just the overview. 2.7 changes that we're having a little look at today. And so the big change, the only real change that we had to our healing spec was emergent emergencies. It now regrants upper hand. It regrants emergency med pack regrants upper hand once every 10 seconds, regardless of the target's health. It used to be it would regrant upper hand on targets that were below 30% HP, making it a very effective burst healing when the target had low health. So we knew that when a target had low health and a target we were healing, or if we had low health in PvP, we could just spam our emergency med pack, because emergency med pack, I'll show you what it is emergency med pack. It instantly heals the target and it consumes upper hand. Upper hand is the ability, one of our main healing abilities if we use our underworld medicine on ourselves. We get a stack of upper hand. It stacks up to 3 times. We can get upper hand by stealthing, and coming out of stealth we get 2 stacks. The maximum stack is 3. Some abilities can only be used when we have upper hand, like emergency med pack. You can see it consumes it, and you can see it instantly regranted as it. There again, we can't, doesn't regrant as it because we're in that 10-second window where we can't get it back. But if we wait 10 seconds and use it, there we go, we got it back. Again, this was the big concern I had with 2.7. This was the one thing I didn't like, but it's turned out okay, to be honest with you. The fact that it's now a 10-second cooldown instead of instantly when it was based on the target's health, it's okay. It works out okay for us. I did a little Dread Fortress earlier today in healer spec. I know Dread Fortress story mode, 16 man, not the best place to test out healing. There wasn't a lot of damage going around to really test this out. But I'm happy to say that the Smuggler Healer, at least we seem to be okay now. That was one of the concerns. That was before they actually, when they first announced it, they were just taking that away from emergent emergencies. But that was good. I mean, the big complaint about it was PvP. When you got low health in PvP, you just run around like a crazy woman, stabbing herself with emergency med packs. You just look like a crazed drug addict. You just literally go around going, stabbing yourself in the leg with that emergency med pack. And it worked out pretty well. It worked out pretty well in PvP. I can see why the PvPers were complaining. Keep running around and stabbing yourself. That was funny. It was always kind of funny to watch. The other change is to our Scamper. Scamper can only be used twice now. It no longer consumes energy. So if we use it twice, it goes on cooldown. It's got a 10-second cooldown. So we can only use it twice, and then we have a 10-second cooldown. Doesn't really affect PvE, because we only really use Scamper once. Really. I mean, we use Scamper, you know, if you look at a fight like Corruptor Zero in hard mode, that's a fight we really need Scamper on. When he gets that circle and he stuns you, we want to get out of there quickly. When we want to get out of stuff quickly, that is our Scamper. Used to be abused, particularly in Hutball in PvP. You get the Scoundrel with the Hutball and they just keep rolling until they were over the line. Again, not a bad change. It's not a bad change. We do get a little extra defense thing. We get our defense is raised for a few seconds. So it could be used as a defensive cooldown, we could argue. Again, if we get the Scamper buff there, or debuff, let's see it there. Activate Scamper again to perform the ability and it will put it on cooldown. So we can't just abuse it. It used to be it cost energy to use, so we could just use it as long as we had energy. And for a healer, for a Scoundrel healer, energy was never a big issue for us. Never really a big issue, to be honest. But we're still the same. We're still that burst healing class. The only thing is that we do lack control over emergencies. We knew we were always going to get it. when our target was below 30% health. So it made it good. I mean, if someone made a mistake in an operation, or if you look at the amount of damage that was flying around in hard mode, Dread Fortress, Dread Palace to the tanks, we could get them back. We were the ones that, we were that burst healer. We weren't really an AoE healer, we're quite a good single, we are a single target burst healer. That is our thing. That is our bag, and we're quite good. We can sustain our healing for quite a long time. We don't really have to manage our resources. Energy is pretty nice. Our energy and our energy regen is pretty good. So again, I mean, if you look at our set bonus, if you look at our, where is it? Where's my equipment tab? If you look at the set bonus, the 2-piece set bonus is actually more desirable than the 4-piece. I'm still working on her set bonus. She's by no means complete yet. She's probably got a bit too much crit, I'd say. Probably want to stop about 30% crit for me. I think that would be enough, and then focus on power and alacrity. Or, yeah, power, yeah, maybe a bit of surge is okay. Surge is 75%, that's okay. So probably just power and alacrity I've got to focus on now, I would say. She's not badly geared. I do need the 2-piece set bonus, pretty crucial. 4-piece, don't really care. Energy's not really an issue. Maximum energy by 5, not going to make any difference, to be honest with you. Especially when things cost 25 energy. What does it cost? 9 energy for the slow release med pack. The only thing that really costs energy, Colto Cloud is a big energy drain. That's about it. Underworld Medicine, it's okay. It's got a cast time though. So, I mean, we are pretty decent for that. I mean, we've got our Colto pack as well. Colto pack tend to use that on lower health targets. If they're not taking any damage, we use it on low health DPS targets. Hopefully they'll have used their threat dump and their defensive cooldown and won't be taking damage. Don't tend to use it on tanks because we want that burst healing on the tanks that Emergency Med Pack brings. Emergency Med Pack is our main heal. It's probably our go-to heal. We always want to keep a stack of upper hand, because having upper hand improves our healing done. So we always want to keep at least one stack of it. Again, with if we use slow release med pack, that's our other strength, is heals over time. We are kind of the hot specialist. Put 2 stacks, slow release med pack, and just it's going to do periodic healing, you can see. So all we do is try and keep that up on the tank. Again, has a chance to proc upper hand, which is pretty nice. We can guarantee upper hand by using Underworld Medicine. We can also guarantee it by going into stealth and exiting stealth. So it tends to be before a pull, we'll always go stealth. And when the ready check occurs, we just do the 2 stacks. Usually do it on the tank. We'll use it on Gus. We'll use Gus here as the guinea pig. Not using a targeting dummy because we don't need it. We can heal pretty nicely on our companions. We can heal friendly targets. So that's what we want from healing. We are quite a sustained healer. Again, tend not to use Colto Pack too much. It does provide good healing over time, but if a tank has low health, our priority should be Colto Cloud, Emergency Med Pack. That gives us the burst healing. Colto Cloud is our AoE heal. If we just walk a bit closer to Gus, you can see it is a heal over time. So that's what we tend to do. Tend to use that and just spam. And there we go, we used up all of our Colto, not Colto, our upper hand there. So we're going to take a look at the Smuggler in action. We'll take a little look at Dread Fortress. We'll take a little look at Brontes, because there's a bit of damage flying about in that. The first few bosses, not a lot to do for a healer in a 16-man story mode these days. Yeah, it's kind of boring. You kind of just, you're always firing out your freighter flyby. You're always putting your AoE down. That's all we tend to do, and occasionally firing off our vital shot, which is our dot. So we tend to just fire them off, heal some guys, get bored really in the first few bosses of story mode. So we're going to check out a little bit of Dread Fortress HM, just see what we can do, see how our healing holds up in 2.7. It should hold up. It holds up fairly well, to be honest with you. That was my biggest concern with it, is the fact that don't nerf our burst healing, because without burst healing we're nothing essentially. We are nothing. I like this skill build for PvE. We don't need that. We don't need anatomy lessons. Dirty Kick and Tendon Blast, we tend to use them for PvP. Same with sedatives for PvP. Scramble, every time you get attacked, the active cooldown of dodge is reduced. You can argue you might want that for PvE. PvP, we definitely want it. Again, sedatives, we're going to be CCing a lot in PvP. Reduces the damage of anything that we tranquilize. Tranquilize is our stealth CC. I like to go with the alacrity and crit from the off one. This one is survivor scars, is kind of essential. Increases all healing done by 3%, all healing received by 3%. That's kind of crucial for healing spec. DPS spec is useful as well because the healing received is pretty nice, but 3% boost to all healing done is quite essential. Crit boost, I tend to go for that because again we got things that increase our critical damage. We've got our exit stealth mode. 2 stacks of upper hand. Again, we take advantage of that. That's usually what we do before the pull. When the ready check goes out, we're in stealth. We come out of stealth, we have 2 stacks of slow release med pack on the tank, and we're ready to go on both tanks if we're doing operations. But again, I do like the smuggler, and the smuggler is probably one of my favorite healing classes. Smuggler and the operative. It's the only healing class I have 2 of, 1 on each side. I have a smuggler and an operative. That's how much I like them. I don't have a commando. Yeah, I'm gonna go level a commando actually. That's gonna be a goal after I level my guardian though, because I haven't got a guardian at 55. So we'll go and jump in and we'll take a look at Brontes in story mode. Okay, so this is the Brontes story mode that I was doing. Just joined the pug group earlier today, and I'm going to put into practice. So we're going to start off in stealth, and what we're going to do is we are waiting for the ready check. That's the first thing we're going to do. So we're going to prepare. Healing's all about preparation. We want to prepare. We want to start the fight. When the fight starts, we're going to have 2 stacks minimum, maybe 3. 2, okay, 3 would be preferable of upper hand, and both tanks we want to have 2 stacks. There we go, there's the ready check. So we click ready and immediately we put 2 stacks of slow release med pack on the tank, and we have 3 stacks upper hand, and we are ready to go. And one of the things that we hate as a smuggler is people who go AFK before boss fights. That is one of the things that are our biggest gripe, because we are ready to go. When we have 2 stacks of upper hand minimum, the tanks have 2 stacks of slow release med pack on them, we're ready and willing to go. We don't want to go back into stealth, go out of stealth, keep our stacks up. It's quite annoying. So we like a fast paced run. Oh, just took a big hit there. That was a massive hit there. Damn, tank's not facing the fingers away. Not the fingers, the hand. Fingers are the little things, the hands are the big tentacles. Right, so this fight, again, there's not really that much going on. We took a bit of damage, so again we can assess our burst damage, which is nice. The DPS, there's a lot of damage flying around. The first few fights, there's not enough damage really flying around for us to adequately assess our healing. But this fight is pretty good because DPS take a bit of damage, the heals take a bit of... Oh! Someone's died! That lightning is not a place to stand. Oh crap. Oh well, we can do one of our other strengths. We can just go in stealth res. Not gonna waste the combat res. Well, I always do this, always try stealth res first, combat res second. There we go, we can get our burst healing on now. On this target. We got him back up. So there we go, we get a 2-minute cooldown on our combat for our, well, not our combat res, for our stealth. You can see our disappearing act has gone into cooldown. But again, when we see a tank take a lot of damage, we're never worried. We're never worried, because as long as we have upper hand, we're cool, we're good to go. As you can see, there's not a lot of damage flying around, to be honest. Hard modes, we would see a lot. Again, the only thing we really have to be aware of here is to cleanse the debuff. Oh, someone beat me to it. That the Kephis clone is like a little Kephis. So there's not too much going on here damage wise, you know. We're cool, we've got this, There's 4 healers here, and we don't need 4 healers for 16-man story modes anymore, I don't think. We really don't need them. Oh, those DPS gonna get hit with the lightning. Oh, it's awful close. Oh, they're away. It's gonna help out with the DPS here. I'm taking a lot of hits here. Just want to help out here because she does cast that lightning. It goes round in a clockwise direction, so we have to go around and kill all the adds. If the lightning hits the adds, it's going to deal massive AoE damage. So that's why we're kind of... Ooh, frame rate's a bit horrible this morning. Frame rate was so bad this morning for some reason. When I was doing this, I was only getting like... I don't know, I think there was an update running in the background because I was only getting like 15-20 frames a second, which is not normal. Normally I'm between sort of... Usually I kind of lock the frame rate at about 30 for SWTOR. So we don't even need to restack slow release med pack on the tank, to be honest. The tanks aren't taking that much damage. The DPS not too bad. Everything's going quite well here for a pug group. We actually killed the first ad on that lightning phase. Normally they just leave the first ad, and I get annoyed with that. Tanks took a bit of damage, but that's no problem for us. No problem. We're not going to waste our upper hand when we don't have to. Why waste the upper hand? Oh crap. Oh, 15k damage. She is impressed. We impressed Brontes with that.
Witness the potential.
I heal myself back up.
Now, share your true
There we go. We got way over healing. Everything tends to be just finding something to do for a healer in these ops is kind of the thing that we try to do. This is the final phase of Brontes. Really quite easy these days. Oh crap, better get out of there. Stay away from purple circles, they're bad. Yeah, this is the burn phase. Pretty easy. Most DPS now are just way over geared for this content, so again, nice and easy, nothing challenging here for a healer. We're just keeping our heals up, keeping our upper hand up. I don't think I've ever ran out of upper hand in this entire... I think I've always had at least one stack. We've never really had to examine our burst healing at all, because we've never had anyone that's really low health or anyone that's been in real danger, and there we go. That's Brontes down. So thank you for joining me for this quick smuggler video. So I will see you soon. I think we'll take a look at the Sentinels, or might do the Sentinel, probably upload the Sentinel one before the smuggler one. So thank you for joining me, and I'll see you soon, and goodbye.